da, 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 da.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Trust him.
Somehow I know that there's a place up above with no hurt and struggling, free of all atrocities and suffering, because I feel the unconditional love for one who cares enough for me to erase all my burdens and let me be free too.
Fly like a bird, take to the sky. I need you now, Lord, to carry me high. Don't let the world break me tonight. Need your strength to be by my side. Sometimes this life can be so cold. I pray you'll come and carry me home.
Do-do.
Wah,
Oh,
wah,
whoa, 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 Lord.
Everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jade and XD.
Hello. We just thought we would open this up on the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? That's a fabulous gospel song. That Fly Like a Bird.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it really is. It really is. Mariah Carey knows her way around the pen.
You
What I
know,
mean?
niggas didn't think she loved the
Pen and
Lord, but
paper.
if you really listen to Mariah, Mimi loves the
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Weed and the Lord.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you my problematic take.
Okay.
I didn't learn until later in life that biracial people love the Lord too. So I did like I just felt like
Jade.
I know it's a problematic take. I didn't know. I just felt, because one side is godless in my eyes, always has been culturally. So I'd be forgetting about the other side, and I know they're like, that's the problem with black dude. Let me okay. I'm being an asshole. I'm really just kidding. Oh no, I'm you. I'm
Um,
you. I'm you.
yeah, I'm so glad you took
No.
over
No, it
this
took over
week.
inside of me. I don't know
You
what just
are in your
happened.
heel era too. Yes. How was your week?
It was cool. We had we're having a family vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Where we just stepped away from the city for a minute just to refresh ourselves before we get back into school setting and all of that. Isn't that crazy how time flies like that? So,
Yeah. I was
one more month.
we were driving around yesterday and we saw like a group of teens just getting off the bus and just having a good old teen
Mm,
time.
mm,
And I
how
was
long
like,
is
damn, they're
this?
about to go back to school soon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
soak it up while you can.
yeah. In a month. Here in a
Yeah.
month. I know some of them niggas they be getting out in May, so they be going back in August. Like, ew. Um, and then Tristan being a teacher, they gotta start getting ready a little earlier.
In
So,
service and stuff.
yeah, stuff it winds down so fast. The days are long. As age go, the days are long, but the years are short.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're just having us a little family vacation. Nothing too fancy. Um, we went to go mingle with the Dingles, the derelicts. Went to Florida.
Oh, yes,
Went to
yes.
Florida.
That's a Florida.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's it. What's up with you?
Oh, well, this past week I went to a baby shower. Um,
Yeah, you did.
one of Chris's friends from back in the day, he had friends fly in from all over, or the
Aw.
lady had friends from um, all over
Okay.
come and celebrate her and the child's father special day.
Yeah.
It was it was a delightfully Negro baby shower.
He had the
You know,
Burberry
there
shirt on.
was no, he didn't, but I'm kind of glad
Oh.
we're
I was like,
retiring
gone are
that
the
kind
days.
of
Well, you said
thing.
Prada
Yeah.
sneakers are back, so nigga, I don't know.
Well, he did have like a herringbone chain, so it was, it was very like
That's timeless. Excuse you.
okay. Um, but yeah, no, it was wonderful. We had proper raffles and diaper games and
Okay.
things. There was proper pasta salad,
Oh yes, keep culture
proper
alive.
meatball. There
Mm-hmm.
was a Rotel scenario.
Mm-hmm. Oh
You
yeah, this was a
know,
Negro affair.
it was a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful sheet cake.
Yes.
It was a really good cake too.
Don't sleep on a
Um,
Costco sheet cake now. Don't sleep on
delish.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, this is wonderful. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad some of the recipes aren't lost. You know,
That makes me happy. That makes me really
you
happy.
know,
That makes me
with
really
the young
happy.
people.
Especially as
What
the
else?
West is dying. You know what I'm saying? We had the least amount of babies in the whole world. I watched this whole trajectory and they were like, by this time the West will have will be extinct. And I'm like, you see what y'all are doing? Do you see?
you know, it's it's interesting. When you talked earlier about you taking the family get a reset, I was watching this news piece on Good Morning America, and they were talking about how people are taking a teen ternity leave,
I'm sorry, a what?
meaning, so like, how there's maternity leave for like either, you know, when you first have a child or right towards the end, however you have it set up. Same thing with paternity leave and all that stuff in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of your child's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
With teen ternity, there are groups of people it's a growing trend apparently where folks are taking time off to raise their teens because they feel as though it's important part of their lives that they're missing out on, that they need their parents. Um,
Wait, hold on.
yeah,
Okay, wait. Hold on. Run that back to me again. They're taking their teens. They're taking them where?
maternity. What you did for maternity
Oh,
leave?
they're taking the time off from work. Copy. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at
Okay,
that. What?
interesting.
Yeah, I think we joke all the time about being latchkey kids uh and all that kind of stuff. And then I think about that boy with the missing tooth on Love After Lockup who was like his mother, abandoned him for her froyo, you know, shop, which is a lot of work, especially as a owner of a shop. You in there, you have to do the register and the cleaning and the blah blah blah. Before you know it, you forgot about your kid, unless you bring them to the froyo shop. I think finding a way to incorporate yourself in your child's life and your child into your life. So I don't know if it's a whole maternity leave unless your job is that demanding, but I think even there are times where, especially now as Noah's getting older, I'm way more intentional about being like, I don't care if you don't want to come here. Like, yes, I'm all about the choices and the gentle parenting, all that shit too, but sometimes I'm like, no, you're gonna come because there's certain experiences that you need to have, and I'm not gonna let you opt out of it. Like we went to summer stage. Bilal was coming. When she was little, she don't. They don't remember anything past a certain point or before a certain point. But that nigga loved Bilal's in another life album. 2015, we used to play the hell out of that. She'd sing every single word, right? And we loved it. And I love Bilal. Summer stage was coming. Tristan had to go to work at the bar, and so I'm like, we're gonna go to the park. and we're gonna go watch Bilal, and you could bring your cousin, and you don't even have to like listen if you don't want to, but you're gonna come and be outside and be among people, and even if you all run off from me and you have your little teen experiences where you go to the store and y'all go over to the playground and kiki and do whatever you do over there, I don't care, but you're going to come out of the house and you're going to experience that aspect of it. You could have your autonomy when we get there, but like safely, obviously, but like, so I think in making sure that you meld lives together and you all are in each other's lives is the most important thing. However you choose to do that thing. I bring her to the studio when Kia came here for the Jay-Z thing, and we were like, let's record in person. Noah came with me. She came with me the time before that when I went to go do Crystal's couch, because I'm like, okay, come see what me and Auntie Crystal do, and then also like you can do what you do while you're there, but come be a part and see what happens in my world, and I'm gonna come to your school and see what happens in your world, and we're gonna be in each other's worlds.
Yeah. I don't have kids, so I maybe my opinion is a bit skewed. But I think optimizing the time that you have with your kids is paramount, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it is valuable to allow children to have independence away
Absolutely.
from their parents. So my fear for this type of thing, right, is helicoptering
Yes. Yes.
or leading into how we read those stories about how parents are going on their kids' job interviews and shit like
No,
that.
that's insane.
And so that's why I'm like,
No, that's
yes,
insane.
there is a level of parenting where I wish that, and this is a very privileged problem or discussion to have, right? Because
Yeah.
not a
Yes.
vast swath of
Yes.
Americans and people just can't afford that. Like that's crazy. Um, but
It
it is
also doesn't
something
cost money
to,
for you to be involved in your child's life. Like you gotta, some
yeah,
niggas gotta go to work and they can't afford. So yes, from that aspect, privilege. But it just is quality time. It's like, hey, the
yeah, I
phones go
agree.
down at this time. We sit down, we eat our food. You know what I'm saying? Together, we talk
Mhm.
to each other. We figure out like what's going on with our day and our feelings and where you at right now. It's just about being a little bit more intentional about how you operate within the relationship.
Yeah, yeah,
But I do agree
but
with you with the helicoptering, because I also remember I took her to the park, but I'm like, go run off. I don't care if you run off, but you're gonna come be a part. And then, when I know she gets to a certain age where she'll have more freedom, 16, 17, things like that, where they want to start going to parties and things like that. I want her to be able to do that the same way we were allowed those opportunities to do that, and like go have adventures safely as possible, please, in this crazy world. But go have adventures, go experience things, and let's also talk about where you at, because I had homegirls who was sneaking off with niggas on Black Planet. Like, so let's like, let's shift some of that stuff maybe where we could talk about these things so you operating safely, but I want you to have adventures as well.
Oh, bingo!
What is it?
I have no idea.
That's a tampon.
What's it for?
Girls shove it up their buttholes to stop babies from coming out. An 8th grader told me that.
The human body is truly a mystery.
well, that's it for all I have. That's it for today's
Sorry.
show.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Um, today, we're in for a treat. Here
Oh,
on the program.
that's a lot of pressure.
Uh, but before that, we'll pay some bills.
Hmm.
Thank you for tuning in each and every week. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell them that we're here, still here. Join the Patreon, where we have a Wang Dang Doodle.
Hmm.
This week you'll be able to find we watched Chicago and Jackie's back. So, um, because if you haven't figured it out, we're on vacation.
Yay.
Yes, by the time you listen to all this, all these things would have happened. So, go run up those numbers everywhere if you can. Join us on YouTube, join us on Discord. Any special announcements on your end?
Oh, look for a special announcement happening Friday, August 28th. Santana and I are coming back with the nachos. So stay tuned for all of that information online. It will be posted on my social media. Just stay tuned for it. I'm not going to tell you to turn notifications on because that is not good for people's mental health, and I would never do that. So I will not ask you to do that. But, just check in periodically and see when I post it. And you can go and do your pre-orders. We'll have cocktails. We'll have fellowship. And we will have our nachos, which we used to serve at Makosa, which are one of the best nachos in existence, if I may be very honest with you all. So
I can't stress enough how good those motherfuckers are. So please have some for me.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we do. We're grilling the chicken, so you'll get your good carcinogen flavor.
I love that's my favorite genre.
Okay, a smoky,
cancerous,
silky queso. You'll have a curried, creamy bean. Yes, this has the opportunity to be vegan, so everybody will be taken care of.
Which is it's just fine because then beans are really, really good. So
homemade pickled veggies. Our freckle sauce, which is coconut guava pepper sauce, cilantro crema, which will be non-dairy. So for my lactose niggas and my plant-based niggas, like it works for everybody. And avocado. It's gonna be fabulous. Oh, and Pela will be there with sour sop pie. If you are a key lime pie lover like XD, she does
my heart sank because I know I won't be there, and I'm so upset.
You will be in spirit. You'll be there. But stay tuned for all of the info. So that's my announcement for you.
Still open for consulting. Email me xd@thexdexperience.com, and we'll be back with more Jade and XD. Hit it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Department of Justice has filed a civil complaint seeking to forfeit and recover more than $1 billion in assets associated with an international conspiracy to launder funds stolen from one Malaysia development bride, or one MD.
So, take it away, Jade. This is your show today. I'm just going to sit back.
All right.
And listen and learn.
Yes. And talk to me too, nigga, because
Well, yes, obviously.
But, okay, listen. You all know I love a documentary. And I love random information. Shout out to my homegirl, Charlie, who put me on to this scandal that I had no clue was happening. And I love when I find out timelines of things and I think about where I was in life at that time. So like at a portion of this, I was like, oh, I was getting laid off. And then another portion of this, I was like, oh, me and Tristan were getting together. And then, oh, I had just given birth. But we're going to talk about the 1MDB scandal. And I would like to ask you, did you ever see a world where Praz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Paris Hilton, and Kimora Lee Simmons have something in common? All of these people, right? All right. So stay with me because there's many characters in this story, but there is one primary character.
Do I need to write this down? Do I need to
Oh,
write
that's fun.
down?
Yeah. Why not? Sure. If you want to draw yourself a little graph or whatever the case is, that's actually good.
My Land of the Rising Sun notebook.
Oh, I love that. That's very lovely. Okay. So there's a Malaysian nigga named Joe Low. Oh, by the way, when I learned about this scandal, I didn't learn about it through the documentary. But if you all want to go watch an episode of American Greed, I think it's on season 15. It's also a podcast episode. But Charlie told me about this in a series of articles. So I had to go piece this shit together and then went and watched this documentary after, which was a great lens. All right, so Jolo, Malaysian nigga, okay? He's a Malaysian nigga. He's from Penang. Now, people don't know a lot about his background. It's a little bit of a mystery, but his father owned a garment factory, okay? And he basically sold Shein, Rainbow, H&M. He sold fast fashion to the United States. So that's what his daddy did. So he was a working man.
That's Jolo's daddy.
That's Jolo's daddy, all right? He made enough money where he was like, all right, you're going to shift this shit for all of us. And he sent Jolo over to England to Harrow, which is a school that Winston Churchill also attended. All right, so you got all these prominent people who send their kids to this boarding school. The president, India, somebody from India, and the prime minister, this, that, and the third. All right, so one of his classmates and one of his cronies in school was a nigga named Reza. Hold on, Reza Aziz. Okay. So that's one of Jolo's cronies. Reza Aziz is the stepson of the Minister of Defense of Malaysia. Are you with me?
All right, so let me get this straight. So Jolo worked in imports and exports from his daddy being in fast fashion, right?
Yeah, he
And
went to
so
board. So he went to boarding
he
school.
went to boarding school with and meets Reza Aziz, who is the stepson of the defense
The Minister of Defense of Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yes, because remember
Okay.
he's from
I'm
a
with you.
very okay. Reza Aziz is a small player, but he's gonna
See,
come.
this is what happens when you take notes. You got to. This is the prop. Take tact. Oh my. Take tactile notes. Okay.
Oh my God! Yes, you all have to write. It's so important. It's so important. I realize how weak my hands and wrists have become, and I was like, I've got to write.
I was a couple weeks. I had that realization because I was writing something. I felt like fucking Michael J. Fox, and I was like, "Here's the problem. You can fix this." So now I purposely have been.
Yes.
So like these are like my notes that I'm meeting with my clients and stuff. And normally I have it digitally taken. I'm typing up my notes. I would do it for the shows that we watch, but that's too much.
No, that's too much. That's too much.
But
what's
yeah,
so crazy is I used to take notes like that when I was in school, though. Can't do it now, though.
Cornell style notes with the folded in half, and you write the question.
Yes.
Cornell Notes are a helpful study tool in class, while reading a textbook, or when using online resources. Writing key information down as you learn will help you retain more. How do you use Cornell Notes in a variety of learning environments?
Weak. We're weak now. We've become weak. All right. So, he's at this boarding school, right? So he meets Reza Aziz. Remember, Reza Aziz is a small player, but he will come back up. Now, so he meets all these important people. Really, it's like the place of where he is that's important. The school is so esteemed. Remember, he comes from a mystery, but
school.
Harrow. The Harrow School. Look it up, because I don't even know how that's spelled. I kept saying Harrow. So I don't know if it's Harrow. Winston Churchill went there. And a whole bunch of other people. And the school's so old, William Shakespeare was a child when it was founded. Although I don't really know the timeline of William Shakespeare, if I'm being honest. You know how, like, we found out that, was it Van Gogh that was still alive in our, Picasso. So, you know.
Yeah, no. So this tells me a Harrow School, and it was Winston Churchill, so it's about as old as Harvard, what, 1600s?
Sure.
If not.
Sure.
Yeah, 1600s, sure.
Okay. All right. So he goes to boarding school there. That's like his primary years. Then he goes to college. He comes over to the United States and goes to college, University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business.
Oh, God, that's where the President of the United States went to school.
Yeah, keep that in mind. All right, so
Joe Low went to Wharton.
he went to the Wharton School of Business. Yes. Um,
Uh-huh.
so he makes all these connections with these important people because you know what type of people went there, right? So families from Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, who were super wealthy, super important, and some of them were, a lot of them were in politics, royalty, whatever the case is. So he would start lying to people. They want to know his background, and he'd be telling people that he's the prince of Malaysia. Like, niggas can't look that up. These, because they were lifetimes richer than him. So while he was there in college, he started an investment fund and made investments on behalf of these wealthy families that he made these connections with. All right. So he started this fund already called the Winton Group. Wynton. And you know why he called it the Winton Group? Because he wins tons. That's how dumb this nigga was. Dumb but smart. Exactly. When you start realizing how these people think and then all the shit they get away with, you become infuriated with life. Yes.
This is why I don't.
Because he can win tons of money. That's why he called it the Winton Group. And that's what these basic white men be doing in business
Like,
too.
that is so late. Like, bro, we couldn't be any more colorful or artful. It's Winton because I win tons.
Because I win tons of money. I'm just gonna spell it with a Y.
The Patagonia boys, I swear to you.
Listen. So, right, he has all these connections, remember, and so he started this investment fund. He starts making this name for himself. He's still in school, but mind you, all right. So,
They
for
seem
his
to do that with these projects that people who like when I watch Shark Tank, they be like, I went to Wharton and I started this whole thing and blah 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 blah. Health jumpstart.
think about Zuckerberg,
Mm-hmm.
where he allegedly stole the whole shit from those twins.
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
mean, that's what they told us in that movie with Justin Timberlake.
but I think Lauryn Hill lied to us. Like, how you gonna win when you ain't right with it? No, these niggas be winning. They win tons, actually.
They might be winning like, materialistically, but they're decaying spiritually.
You already know how I
Mm-hmm.
really feel. Capitalism is the root of all evil because capitalism is greed. It's synonymous with. Anyway, all right. So Jolo turns 20. Remember, he's in college. All right. So for
He's just 20 and he
Nigga.
done started and moving money.
Yes.
That's also a thing what white folks do. They allow their children to move massive amounts of money.
Jolo
at
is
one time.
Asian.
I know what I said.
You right. You know it. He's of Chinese descent, but he
So am I.
from Penang,
Okay.
Malaysia. Anyway, so all right. So while he's at this Wharton School of Business, started this investment fund, and niggas are actually giving him money. They are actually important people are actually giving him money to do shit. For his 20th birthday, he ran out this club in Philly. And he ran up a $40,000 tab and talked his way out of the tab. They start calling him the Asian Great Gatsby. So he stiffed him on the bill. Niggas were pissed, but he had a good mouthpiece on him, and they ended up cutting a whole big chunk of it, and he got away with it. All right, that's important to note, all right? So come 09-ish, right? He moves to New York. He is a mystery person here now. At this point, he's graduated from the Wharton School of Business.
Mm-hmm.
So he's maybe mid-ish 20s around this point in time. So he's a mystery person. But there's how like there was always somebody in those circles that would pop up and you don't really know. You're like, who is that? What do they do? And nobody ever really knows.
Like that scammer lady we saw the other day.
Who? Which one? Anna Delvey?
No, the Parasite of Malibu that we watched.
Oh yes, on a small scale, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But in those rich circles too, because people could be, some people are a political background, they diplomats kids, like there's people who don't have names tied to them that might be known over on this side of things or whatever, right? So that's how he kind of showed up on the scene, right? But he's doing so much that the Post ran a cover picture of him and Usher in the club, talking about who is this new mystery man on the club scene. Now, the reason why he started getting a name for himself is because he was spending $300 to $500,000 a night in the clubs in New York. So, like, promoters and club owners started being like, "Who the fuck is this? I need him in my spot." And it was Pink Elephant, it was Tao, it was, all of those spots, right? He started taking over the club scene in that way. He always had a VIP table. They all, they wanted to kiss his ass because this nigga was spending bread. He would order.
All from this money that he's earning, DK, from this investment group.
You just hold, yeah. So you just hold that, right? Okay.
And $300,000 to $500,000 in a club is egregious. That's like you buying. Okay, that's you getting a private room. That's bottle service.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I can see how like in my New York brain, I can see how you can work up $100,000 at a club. That's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous, but I
Mm-hmm.
can see how one can.
I'm about to tell you how.
Oh, okay, work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
break it down, Left Eye. How many points
So,
on this album do you know?
this is how an Asian man spent 35 niggas' money. Okay, so first of all, he will order tons of bottles of Cristal. Tons and tons of bottles of Cristal.
Which is not good.
I know. It's not. They be hyping the most mid fucking tasting shit. I'm like, that's when I realized, I was like, don't listen to rich people when they tell you where to eat, what to drink, like, or excuse me, rarely listen to them. Like, it's got to be a very particular type of person. It's got to be a well-cultured person who really understands that the best food can be found in a village or at a Michelin fine dining fucking restaurant. Like somebody who understands that both and Anthony Bourdain, may you rest, King. What you want to talk about a white person who I don't play about? Fuck everybody else that I have ever said. Meryl Streep, all just put Anthony Bourdain right there. He can be the only one. Anyway, I lost my point. Anyway, so Cristal.
How did he? Oh yeah, he bought Cristal.
All right. So for context, Cristal runs retail about $700 a bottle at a certain point, right? In the club, because you all already know when you do bottle service, the markup is
At least
75%, right? It's so stupid. It's like the markup is insane. A bottle of Cristal runs $4,000 in the club. Okay?
Yeah.
So he would have the whole club drinking Cristal by the end of the night. So one night he's in the club, '09. It's Lindsay Lohan's 23rd birthday. You remember that era. They're in the club at the same time. He buys Lindsay Lohan 23 bottles of Cristal and sends it over to her. So that he, he's getting in good with people. That's another thing to pay attention to. But yes, he's in this club and he said, so do the math on that. How much is that?
Hold on. Lindsay Lohan. So he said bottles. Oh my god. Wow. That's $92,000.
That was $92,000 just that he sent over to Lindsay Lohan's table. He would have there were nights they said where he would have, if there were 100 people in the club, each person would have their own bottle of Cristal by the end of the night. Like he made
Did he have like a thing for Cristal, or was it because that was the most expensive thing?
because it was the most expensive thing.
Yeah,
That's the
that
most
lets me
expensive
know he has no. I was watching this video the other day. It's gone viral about this lady, this Somalia lady, and she was saying how like shit is just expensive just to be expensive sometimes. Like more often than not,
thing.
things don't
Yes.
deserve that. Like anything over
Yes.
$700 is not is just them pissing in your shit. Like you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Me and
yeah,
Kia were talking about that the other day. We were like, listen, at this, like, it used to be, and I'm not a label person, right? That's not my personal jam. I know that's some people's jam, and I think that whatever your jam is cool. But there was a time where a luxury purse, a YSL or a Louis or whatever the case is, was um okay. Ew. I don't want no GLP-1. Um spam. There was a time where they had value because of the materials that were used and the hardware that was used, and every aspect of the bag made it the quality that it was and why it was the price that it was. Now they'll have Louis bags and it's vinyl, but it's Louis, and it's like niggas are hyped because it's Louis, and they don't
you
give a fuck
see.
that it's polyester or whatever the fuck.
I'm about to infuriate you. There, Balenciaga sells like
No, they
a
you already
plastic
did. I
bag.
hate them.
They sell
I
like a
hate them.
plastic bag. It's literally just like a plastic bag that's like 500, like almost $600.
Mm-mm,
Looks like some shit
mm-mm.
that you
I'm
would
not
get
even
from
gonna look
Sam
it up.
Goody.
Nope, I don't even want to look it up. I don't even want to, because that's gonna. I hate when I tell you everything about that brand pisses me off. Everything's ugly. It's basic. It's overpriced. It is the epitome of the decline of culture and
And it never used to
groupthink.
be this way. Balenciaga was it was very classy joint. I don't know what happened.
Every shoe I've ever seen them produce. Do you know they put a kitten a kitten hill that looks like a nail on a Birkenstock style shoe?
I'm not surprised.
I Everything about that brand pisses. Y'all put a rubber sole on a sock and said buy these sneakers. Anyway, so Jolo starts this investment group in New York now, right? So remember, he's in New York now. He was at Pennsylvania, and it's called Ginwell. Jynwel. Ginwell. So this is his investment firm here in New York, and you just need that information for all of the things that you're gonna find out that he did here. So he sent them 23 bottles of Cristal over to Lindsay Lohan. This is the kind of like reckless spending he was doing. But who his eye on the prize, his North Star, who he really wanted to be in good with, was Paris Hilton. She really be wooing these POCs, non-black POC, BIPOC. I don't know what she does, but I have seen a gaggle of niggas of all kinds of backgrounds be obsessed with Paris Hilton, and I
She's
can't
just
figure it out.
herself.
Well, so Jolo had an infatuation with her movie House of Wax, and apparently he watched it on repeat. And so now that he had, did you know she had a movie?
No. I'm aware.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't.
just no. My question. Well, my comment was going to be. It's so interesting. Like these men get fixated on these pop
Hmm.
culture. Like remember when it was rumored that Osama bin Laden was obsessed with Whitney Houston?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah,
It's like
because it
same
was so
king, but
random.
like
It was so random.
yeah, it's like this is like one of those random things.
Dude, Whitney Houston.
Like Paris Hilton. Like, I would think, like,
Or like
oh,
how
I'm gonna
Tashina
try to get
Arnold's big in
into.
Brazil.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm like, oh, if you try to make money and scam people, then you're gonna try to get to Paris Hilton's mama, which to get to her daddy. You know what I mean? Like to get to Rick Hilton. I get that, but like, why people just be obsessed with things like Fire Festival? How that one white man was obsessed with Ja Rule, or
Yeah, you're
how
right. It's just like a
Teeth is in
red.
the Odyssey. Like Christopher Nolan is in love with Travis Scott, and now Travis Scott is in the Odyssey.
Marching to a speech, I'm at a band withdrawals. Ran to a god, I'm asking, please leave me. These tools I'm working with ain't really sharp at all. Looking for a siren, open that.
Wait, what? What's the Odyssey? What's that?
I want to know what you do on a day-to-day basis. Like, where do you be? Like, what do you do on a day?
I cook. I'm constantly trying to figure out what to cook. Laundry. I start and fail at recording food content attempts. Yesterday was deep baseboard day. I give my plants showers, and there's so many of them that I have to do it in batches. I have writing that I'm trying to work. I'm trying to build the hand muscles in my hands, so I'm working, but I'm like doing that manually too. Um,
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
The Odyssey is a brand
I
new
watched
epic
Drag Race.
film
hmm
directed and helmed by Christopher Nolan, starring Matt Damon, Lupita Nyong'o, Charlize Theron. Uh,
Okay, your reaction is not warranted. I do understand.
Zendaya, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, they're all in this movie that just came out.
It came out already?
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me like the previews are starting to air.
IMAX 70 millimeter all around the world. Like
Well,
right
what's it
now.
about? Why you guys tell me? What is
The
this?
Odyssey
Ocean's
by Homer.
17?
The
Oh,
Greek
it's the actual The Odyssey. Oh.
even worse. You like shit
Because I'm
like that.
I do. But I don't know. It sounds like they're going to bastardize it with that cast. And Travis Scott is in it? I opt out. What the fuck is he doing with his braids? What's he doing?
He's one of the, like chorus people. Like, you know how like they push the story along. Like, so he's in there.
Oh.
But yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about it one day.
When it comes to streaming.
Okay.
Listen, we didn't
I
talk
doubt
about
that
Justice
you'll watch
Smollett
it.
for
It's
4
3
years.
hours.
I see. I like mythology shit, but that kind of cast, the amount of money I know they spent on that, I'm not saying that
Everybody
it won't be
there
good,
got an Oscar or an Emmy.
but it's like,
Everybody got an Oscar or an Emmy. Pick
you know when
one.
stuff be like too
Or
good to be
BAFTA.
true. You know what I mean? And it's like
Uh-huh.
y'all have too much access. What are you doing with this?
That's like that show with Morgan Freeman, Nicole Kidman. I think Jeffrey Wright is in it too. It's like there's too much star power. It's too many.
Yeah,
too
you know
many
when
niggas,
it's like
you know what I mean?
it's like the weight just goes a little too far, and then you're like,
Everybody
the dish
has
is
an
too
Oscar.
rich.
Yeah.
The dish is too
Too
rich.
many of y'all have an Oscar. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just, like, give me 2, 3 to focus on where it's like, damn, they really did that, nigga. Like, yes. But you got 7. You just listed 7. Do you know what the budget looks like for the niggas you just listed? That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the Odyssey?
Yeah, that is mad niggas in budgets and niggas who ain't demanding less than 10 million.
Oh.
But anyhow, I'm sorry for interrupting you. But yes.
This is my fault. I maybe I should veer a little out of Al Jazeera. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I gotta read a little bit of something.
Yeah, just tap on an NBC, an ABC 7 link every now and again.
The problem is I don't generally care what rich people are doing. They're pissing me off these days. So
I don't care. It's the news.
Well, if that's
news.
that
Local
shouldn't be
news.
the news.
Yes, it is. It's Odyssey.
Zendaya and Co is in the biggest movie.
Lupita got the lead.
Oh, okay.
She's Helen of Troy.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I should do better. All right. Well, back to back to this scandal.
ABC
Shut
7.
me
Every
up.
once in a while. Just click on it. Turn on the
Problem is,
news.
every
Have it
time
on in
I
the
tune
background.
in, it'd be like,
See
"There's
that.
a dog missing that was reunited with his family."
No, human interest important
or
too.
a
You know,
nigga shot up a bus, like, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's just so much." It's
balance.
so much.
You know, just
I know.
have it on in the background. Just click a link every now and again. That's all. I'm sorry. Go on. But he wanted to be with
Anyway.
Paris Hilton.
So he wanted to be with Paris Hilton, so he essentially bought his access to her, right? Now he know Lindsay Lohan from the club and sent her 23 bottles of Cristal. So he's like, all right, bet. I'm going to have these parties and I'll pay for her to make an appearance. And Paris Hilton used to be like 6 figures in appearance and so forth, when she would come and do shit. So sometimes if they do things like he do parties in Vegas, he will give like $100,000 worth of chips to her or to whoever his guests were, and they got to keep the profits. Like, he essentially bought friendship. So they realized in one calendar year, he spent $100 million on gifts for friends.
What?
He had boxes of Rolexes sometimes where he would hand out Rolexes. He was dating this Victoria's Secret model, somebody named Miranda something or other. He gave her $8 million worth of diamonds, like some heart-shaped diamonds on a necklace, some little. And you know the thing about it too? When they're talking about, they're like, how many diamonds do you have, or how much does this cost? And they're like, right now I have on $4 million worth of diamonds. I'm like, that shit is tacky. My grandma, bless her loving, beautiful, warm heart. I love the fact that she's not a vain lady. My grandma loves a necklace, earring, bracelet set. You know what I'm saying? Where all the things match. Is she not a fashion lady? I told you all, she dressed like Carol Baskin. Thank you. So,
That's why I was brought me coffee. Thank you so much.
they be having on all these diamonds, and the shit be just like crusted up and it'd be so much shit on it. So he gave this girl $8 million worth of diamonds, his hearts and cloves and flowers and all kinds of things on there. Tacky.
So, okay.
Go ahead.
Let me back up. Let me reread my notes for everybody who is following along just like I am.
Yes.
We have Joe Low, who is from Malaysia, right? Whose daddy sold fast fashion, and through that he got into the import-export business, I guess, right?
Garment. Yeah, he
Garment. And so Joe Low met Reza, which I'm assuming comes important later because we haven't gotten there yet.
Later on. Yes.
But him at the Harrow School.
Jolo goes to the school and the connections he made at the school.
Okay, at the Harrow School where Winston Churchill and Jesus went. And
yeah, exactly.
He eventually went to Wheaton. How old is he? What year is this, by the way? Oh, you said 2009. But
all of this goes from like 06-ish maybe to like
around our
20,
age, I guess, or like a little under.
Let me see. How old is he now? Yeah. I think he's a little 44. Yes. He's around, yes. So
all right.
Yes.
So then he ends up meeting at the Harrow School where Jesus and Churchill went. Reza, stepson of the Master of Defense of Malaysia. I'm assuming that's important. So then, while at the Wharton School, he developed the Winton Group, WINTON, because he wins tons. And he started while this in school. While he was in Philly, he talked his way out of a $40,000 tab They called
You just
him.
that was just more to give you the idea of
We were
Asian Great
walking as we're
Gatsby.
walking.
Yes.
Okay. I am the viewer. Okay. So we hit
Yes.
2009, which is so interesting because 2009, I see why you were talking about to see where you were in these times because I'm like 2009, I think I was just, I hadn't moved to Brooklyn yet. I didn't move to Brooklyn until Halloween. I was in Buffalo at
We
the time.
also we were in the club at the time.
Twas. So he was spending $300,000 to $500,000 a night in the club on Cristal primarily. He bought 23 bottles of Cristal for Lindsay Lohan. He was buying his friendship. And then, most importantly, he starts Ginwell, Gynwell,
Ginwell.
another investment firm for
JYN.
NYC. JYN, that's what I got. So what happened to his one in Philadelphia?
Who knows?
Okay. And then he wanted to be with
I don't
Paris
know.
Hilton, and then so he like paid her to be with like friends and shit like that. Okay, cool, got it. I'm with you.
Then he dates the Victoria's Secret mom. This is to show you how reckless and gaudy he is with his spending, right? So it started with the crystal. Then you got the boxes of Rolexes, the diamonds he's given to his girlfriend. That relationship didn't even last a year, by the way. So he starts getting more write-ups in the Post. Like, who is this mystery man who spends this money so crazy? He's so rich. And there was an anonymous quote in the Post that said, this is important too. Nobody spends their money like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So people are trying to figure out who he is. So he lied to some people, told them that his parents owned the tallest building in the world, that he was royalty, etc., right? He's the same thing he was doing in college, he's doing now. Like, nobody really knows what his background was. All right. So 2012, right? For his 31st birthday, he rented out this club on the strip in Vegas. All right. This is his 31st birthday. People don't generally do all of that for their 31st birthday. Not, even on a nominal level. You know what I'm saying? You celebrate moderately. It's not a, you know. So he rents out this club. He's got these hangers in the middle of the club. It's a Cirque du Soleil situation happening. It's
You
caged
don't do cocaine?
tigers. It's interesting. They mentioned nothing about any substance abuse. Yeah. No, none at all, actually. I feel like his drug of choice was power and money. So he didn't have time for the other drugs.
That's fair. That's more addictive
So-
and powerful and dangerous.
Exactly. But he was smart in the way where he knew who to attach himself to. He knew who to attach himself to, but then what he did after that would just be reckless because money and power were the drug. So, 31st birthday, rented out this spot. I told you he had the Cirque du Soleil, the Caged Tigers, the people on stilts, an ice bar. You got the nigga who sings Gangnam Style on the stage doing that over and over again.
오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일
He ends up getting a performance from Kanye, Q-Tip. Leonardo DiCaprio's drunk and runs up on stage and is rapping alongside Q-Tip. Kim Kardashian is there. Jamie Foxx is there. Robert De Niro, Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys. He has this giant birthday cake that comes out, and it's willed to the center, and Britney Spears pops out. This is all for his 31st birthday. Okay?
So, okay.
Go ahead.
How do all these people know him? Or do they even? Because this is also, I guess, the thing of like celebrities just going to shit and be like, oh, just to be seen at this event or whatever, right? Not necessarily knowing who this is.
They don't really know him. They just know him from this party scene. And this lavish way that he spends, and I'm sure they start, oh, you going to such a, oh, you going, you blah, blah, and you'll see how he starts to also in weasel himself into all kinds of things, right? So also at this party is a man named Tim Leissner. All right, write that down.
What's his name?
Tim Leissner, Leissner.
Okay.
Okay, Tim Leissner's there quietly, just in the background, enjoying the extravagance of what's all around him.
He's the FBI. I know it.
Okay, I like that. Now, remember Riza Aziz? Riza Aziz's stepdaddy, who was the Minister of Defense, now becomes the Prime Minister of Malaysia. All right, this happens in 2009. This is during the time when Jolo first got to New York. All right, so when he started being in the post and stuff, this is when Riza Aziz's stepdaddy became Prime Minister of Malaysia. His name was hold on. His name is Najib Razak. But yes, you can just put Prime Minister of Asia. That's fine. But remember, he's Riza Aziz's daddy, a stepdaddy. All right, so he becomes that. And also keep in mind, Jolo studied international finance when he was at the Wharton School of Business. So that's what his specific field was, international finance, and that's why he would make those connections in that way. Now, do you know what a sovereign wealth fund is?
Sovereign wealth. That sounds something to me. That's giving me governmental or gubernatorial funds, right?
Essentially, is where they pool money, whether it be through investments or whatever, to make a country better, right? It's to help the people of the country, the civilians, to have better amenities and quality of life within a place. But they pool these funds. It's a state-owned investment fund that pulls this national money from resources or budget surplus or just whatever in order to make the lives better of the people who live there. So that's the sovereign wealth fund, right? So your boy Jolo gets obsessed with sovereign wealth funds. Saudi Arabia has one. And they end up controlling over $500 billion worth of assets. So he's like, his little antennas start going up. I need to get into sovereign wealth funds. So he pitches the idea of a sovereign wealth fund to the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Riza Aziz's stepdaddy. Okay. Insert 1MDB, because remember I told you this is the 1MDB scandal. So 1MDB is essentially
IMDb?
created. No, 1MDB.
The US Justice Department has charged two former Goldman Sachs bankers and Malaysian financier Jolo with money laundering and bribery. The three are accused of laundering billions of dollars embezzled from a Malaysian state fund called 1MDB.
Because it's One Malaysia, I forget what the D stands for, and it's like Bahar or something like that. But so 1MDB is funded through profits from the oil industry. And they are an investment fund that is created to create a sovereign wealth fund for Malaysia, to have better opportunities for their people on the ground, right? But the tricky part about this is Malaysia's taxpayers are the ones that are on the hook for the funds. That's how it also works with the sovereign wealth funds. Hence, us as taxpayers being responsible for the bullshit that the powers that be end up doing. Now, Jolo did not have an official role at 1MDB. He was not technically an employee of them. But they treated him like the CEO. They listened to all his financial advisement. He was in all the meetings. He was giving all of the advice, and they were following all the moves that he said to do. Okay? The first major theft, because overall, the 1MDB scandal, if you look it up, it was a total of $4.5 billion that was extorted. 4.5 billion. So the first theft that came, the first one in all of this, under 1MDB, was him having them send $1 billion to Saudi Arabia toward the investment, and then reroute that Billy to a shell company in Switzerland and pay himself out $700 million into his own account.
So got it. So he's funneling money to make it seem like he's paying this fund, but it's moving into a personal account.
700 million of it, yes. So it didn't make it to Saudi Arabia. Goldman Sachs gets into the conversation. All right, Goldman Sachs is also a part. Tim Leissner, remember I mentioned him earlier? Tim Leissner
That's
is the
Kamora Lee's
chairman.
ex-husband.
Bingo.
And now, mind you, when I'm writing this and I'm listening to this, I'm like, I know this name somehow. Why do I know Tim Lister? Why do I know Tim Lister? And then from when my brain went to Mariah and Kamora, because Mariah also, I don't know if it was this nigga, but somebody else from Goldman Sachs, who's probably involved in this shit too. You might want to look. But anywho,
well, Tim Leissner is the chairman of the American. He's a chairman of Goldman's, of this particular Southeast Asian sect of Goldman Sachs, right? He was credited with making lucrative deals for them in the region after 2008 financial crisis, and we know how I got laid off in that 2008 financial crisis. And the head of Goldman Sachs in Malaysia, the head of it, which his name is Roger Ng. You don't have to write that down. Roger is the one who introduced Jolo and Tim Leissner to one another. So that's how they met. Okay. So Leissner and Ng are working with Jolo and using his political connections to establish deals with Tim Leissner's ex-wife, Judy Chan. Because not only is Tim Leissner, so we're going to veer from this story for just a second. Because Tim Leissner, do you know the scandal that was when he was dating Kamora?
No, but I do want to say they didn't get married. I just know she got a baby boy.
Yes. You know why they didn't get married? Because this nigga's a 2-time bigamist.
Oh.
Tim Leissner was married to a lady named Judy Chan when he was dating Kamora, right? And he's such a scammer that this nigga created email accounts under Judy Chan's name, because Judy Chan is the CEO of Grace Vineyards, which is like a boutique high-end winery in China. She's also a former analyst at Goldman Sachs, and her daddy got multiple businesses. So mama comes from money, right? So he's married to this lady, Judy Chan. And he created these fake email accounts under Judy Chan's name to like deceive people in business because he wanted to use her connections and her names for certain things. And he used the same fake Judy Chan email account to communicate with Kamora, to the point where Kamora thinks she has a great relationship with her nigga's ex. And they got kids and shit together. So Kamora's like, well, let's go on a family vacation. Let's all. And she was like, oh, no, we can't go. We got in a car accident. But the whole time, it's her nigga.
That's crazy.
Messy.
Got my bestie in my head. Oh, my God.
So
Did you know I love Kamora Lee? Oh, my gosh. She's one of the... I've had a personal... I think I've told the story how, like, she saved me from a white man. Like, I will forever grateful for her.
Child, who saved her from... But I remember, because I didn't know nothing about Tim Leissner, because obviously I didn't even know about the Odyssey, so why would I? So, but I do remember when Kamora, I remember when she, like, one day she was with Hansu, and then they had that beautiful baby, and then all of a sudden she popped up and it was like, whose goddamn white baby is this? It's Tim Leissner's baby. I just didn't know that. So
Yeah.
yes. So Kimura, right? So they're together.
That's
or whatever,
crazy. He fucking okay. Wait. Let's take a break, and we'll be back after this. Hit it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
1MDB was created by the Malaysian government to promote economic development through international partnerships and foreign direct investment, with the ultimate goal of improving the well-being of the Malaysian people. But unfortunately, sadly, tragically, a number of corrupt...
And we're back. Okay, so we're gonna recap for everybody. Okay, we're gonna be like Matt Sharp Entertainment and remind you of everything that happened before.
Yes.
90-Day Criminal. Okay. Well, I'm on page 2 of my notes. Okay, page 1. All right. Malaysian nigga named Joe Low. Daddy sold fast fashion. Rich. Met this nigga named Reza, whose stepdaddy is the son of the Minister of Defense, who eventually becomes the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Joe Low ended up going to the boarding school that Winston Churchill and Methuselah went to, and eventually went on to Wharton in Pennsylvania, where he studied international finance.
Where a bunch of other scammy white men went as well.
Well, yeah, the President of the United States went there. So then from there, in college, he started the Winton Group, WYNTON, because why? He wins tons. And he started this while he's in school. An anecdote about how he has the gift of gab and people hang on his whims is the fact that he talked his way out of a 40K tab in Philadelphia, which is pretty hard to do, seeing that Philly niggas don't trust nobody. So then, in 2009, he has moved, he has graduated, he is spending money in the club like he's a country. There's $300,000 to $500,000 of bottles of Cristal, primarily to people buying his way into the hearts and minds of the New York City social elite. All that also while being obsessed with Paris Hilton, where he would buy her stuff and pay her booking fees just so they can hang. He started an investment firm called Genwell as well while he was in New York City. He gets random write-ups in the New York Post to be like, who's that girl? Na 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 na.
Oh my god, I used to watch that Madonna movie all the time. Anyway. Oh yeah, you were saying the version.
Come to his 31st birthday, he has a Cirque du Soleil situation. Everybody and their mama, Kim Kardashian, all the other celebrities that Jade mentioned that love white people. And he also meets Kim Morley's baby daddy there, unbeknownst to him. Terrible side note, that nigga's crazy. All the while, Joe Low gets obsessed with sovereign wealth funds, which is literally a 50 those scholarship bank accounts that you have for kids when you first have them. That's essentially what it is. Yeah.
I don't know rich people stuff.
It's not rich people. They tell you when you first start a bank account, do you want this for your baby?
Yeah.
But yeah, and he was doing some real money laundering shit. He was passing it through countries' bank accounts and putting it into his own. About almost up to $1 billion. He moves $1 billion that was supposed to get to Saudi Arabia, but maybe only 300 million touched it, and he banked 700 million. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Okay.
Very good. Okay. So Tim Leisner, 2-time bigamist, right? So the side scandal here, like I said, is that in him courting Kimura, he wants Kimura to think that he's divorced. So he's communicating with Kimura as his ex-wife, Judy Chan, who is also a very
Catfishing.
well-connected baddie. He's catfishing his girlfriend with his ex-wife. And Kimura's like, oh, we're going to be a big, happy, yours, mine, and ours family. Cool. We're going to do co-parenting trips and all that. And she's like, Judy Chan's like, oh, we can't come. We're in a car accident. And I don't know if she has a British accent or not. She's Chinese. Probably not. But, it's not Judy Chan, right? Not only was he not divorced from Judy Chan, he was not divorced from his unidentified first wife before Judy Chan. So he was a bigamist when he married Judy Chan. He was a 2-time bigamist when he tried to marry Kimura Lee.
That's where the bigamy
All right.
comes in. Got it.
Yes. Okay. Now, Tim Leisner was also warned against doing any business with Jolo. That was just side mess. I just wanted you to know that it has nothing to do
This
with
is also,
the
you
scandal.
see, when I talk to you about like this is your shit in hand. This is when I talked about people who do this, right? Like real vile people,
This
like
is
who are
your
just like
figurative shit there.
like you know what I mean.
You just want to bring it back to wrestling and a shit in hand every time.
Because it all goes back to wrestling and shit in hands. You can't have one without the
Because one
other.
hand, you can't have one without the other.
No, you can't.
Shit and hand and But Leisner was warned. Remember, he works for Goldman Sachs, so he was warned against doing business with Jolo because they weren't really fucking with him. Like, you know, like even though other people were fucking with him, it's because it was too vague. But Goldman Sachs is like,
Goldman Sachs isn't playing that.
nigga, they have money laundering officers that work for these firms.
They run America's bank. Like they run America's finances.
Exactly.
They're not gonna fuck around.
Exactly. So they're now like inquiring. They're like, how does he make his money?
Mm-hmm.
How does he make? Mind you,
Jolo,
he has no
how
account
you make
with
your
Goldman
money,
Sachs.
God? Like,
oh my God, because that's how some of you niggas sound.
yeah. Speaking of money,
That
can we
got
take a
me.
pause? Can we take a pause here? I'm sorry.
What? Yeah, I'm down.
Because this is about business.
Mm.
And I know I advertise, you know, I do digital consulting and stuff, but this is a free tip and all. I beg of you, please, I beg, I implore. I'll even start a sovereign wealth fund for this, but please, my people, stop using ChatGPT for your
Please! For everything!
for everything, but more specifically, like, I've been seeing a bunch of flyers for like advertising for people selling their ugly ass food, whatever, fine. Like it's awful. But then what I saw recently was see people using like ChatGPT to announce funeral announcements.
Oh.
And I understand we're grieving, right? But they also made it look they also make it look like the other ugly ass flyers that are happening. So it's like it all just meshes in together. And in my head, I'm like, I know we grieving. I know it's a tough time to do it. And I was like, I'm speaking from privilege because I had you and Chris Rogers do mine for my grandmother. So you know what I mean? So I get that, but I'm also like,
Same.
these are ugly, friends. Like these aren't attractive things to like showcase. Also, like outside the funeral one, there was this one somebody selling chicken wings. When I tell you, it looked like Dookie. Like it was just like this, like logs, just
Wait,
Dookie logs.
what do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you even saying to me right now?
People are using. People have ugly ChatGPT flyers.
But wait, the chicken. Oh, they had ChatGPT create an image of chicken
You haven't
wings?
seen these ChatGPT flyers? They're all black and they're different colors. It's got a bunch of shit on them.
I didn't know what the Odyssey was.
Okay, friends. So you all have a homework announcement. Send Jade a couple.
No,
Yes.
don't.
Send them. Send them to Jade. Send them to her. Tag her on the gram. Don't tag me. Talk about Jade doesn't read her messages. That's not the point. Tag her. Also,
You are
shout out
setting
to
a lot of
Alma, one of
niggas
the
up for
Agents of
failure.
Chaos, who kept me abreast about this whole FIFA situation.
Oh yes.
And how FIFA's crazy.
Racist.
Oh
Hateful,
yeah, oh and racist. Well,
evil.
and evil and all that, but we need to watch this FIFA though. That's another thing. They I terrorist
They're
organization.
what?
Just saying, they got
Oh nah, they
bodies.
are. Yeah, nah, they're up to.
Jimmy Hoffa,
Well, they're
who? Okay,
yeah, they're malicious. They're malicious at the root, at the core. It's pure evil at the core of fiefs.
yeah. But anywho, yes, ugly flyers ruining the business. But I'm sorry. Back to your presentation.
I always attribute like funeral programs and flyers and things like that to like drag. Like it's a taste level situation. You remember when we were designing my grandmother's program and I was like, listen, she don't like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't give her no tacky ass flowers on the border. Don't put her in the clouds.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't do that. It was whack.
No, none of that. No, it was clean. Okay,
Also,
like the tourist
I
that she
do
is.
agree that there is an aesthetic issue, but I also think there is just a pure laziness issue.
It
when
is a laziness
comes to,
issue.
Using language learning models to design your flyers and things. But
And stop running your photos through AI, and stop running other people's photos through AI.
they didn't ask for that.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
But continue.
No, you good. Back to this. So Tim tried to get Jolo these accounts at Goldman Sachs like over and over again, and he was consistently declined. They were like, no, we're not comfortable with his source of funds, so he can't have an account here. So he never had an account at Goldman Sachs. But Jolo is the reason Tim got Goldman Sachs involved with 1MDB. Okay, so important. And remember, Jolo doesn't work for 1MDB technically, but he is the puppet master. So, theft number 2. Goldman Sachs was given these assurances that Jolo was not attached, that he does not work for them, all of the things that I just told you. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, bet. They raised $6.5 billion for 1MDB, for Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund. Goldman Sachs does. 6.5 billion. All right. So Tim's career is taking off. Okay. This can do a lot for Malaysia. 6.5 bill. Think about what 6.5 bill could do right here, right now. He's put on a pedestal all these things. But the challenge is the money never makes it there. So Goldman Sachs raises 6.5 billion. It never makes it to Malaysia. It was rerouted to offshore banks. All right. Ooh. So it's rerouted to offshore banks. Now, he used these shell accounts to purchase. Right, this is what he was doing under Jinwell. All right, when he was here.
Jinwell's back in the chat. Okay.
All right, that's his New York connection. He purchased a $24 million unit in Park Laurel, a loft in Soho for $14 million.
Back up. He bought what now for what? What's the first thing he purchased?
A $24 million unit in Park Laurel.
Where the hell is Park Laurel?
I assume, let's look. It's got to be on Park Avenue. $63rd.
Billionaire Row. Billion.
They're condos, I guess. 63rd Street. Very expensive. 40-story asymmetrical tower has 53 condominium apartments ranging in size from 2 to 4 bedrooms. That's big as fuck.
Okay. So yeah, he Billionaires Row or wherever near that area.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. So Purchased $24 million unit in Park Laurel.
Just leave it there. Just leave it there. It's fine.
I hate it. All right. A loft in Soho for $14 million. A $140 million stake in Park Lane Hotel.
How 100 what?
$140 million stake in Park Lane Hotel.
Park Lane. Wow.
Park Lane Hotels. A $30 million penthouse in the Time Warner Center where the previous tenants were Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So they thought they lived above where you work. That's crazy.
I know, right? That's insane. The whole time.
The whole time.
In 2012, he partnered with Sony Music, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, to purchase EMI Music Publishing for $2.2 billion.
Wow.
EMI Music Group, by the way, owns the catalogs of Michael Jackson, Lady Gaga, Bob Dylan, and others.
What?
Yes. Now, also,
He's moving very quickly.
honey,
Like, this is in 3 years.
that's why I had to throw you a
time.
couple of dates. Exactly.
Like, normally people, at least Madoff had like a 50-year, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a long scale.
Yeah.
This is 3
No.
years is a lot to be pushing.
It's just short and
So
fast.
far that I've counted at least $4 billion.
He becomes chummy and besties with Busta Rhymes, Ludacris, Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, to the point where Alicia Keys does a Ginwell Capital commercial for him. And they show this footage of her doing this Ginwell group where she's playing the piano and like talking
What else
about.
would she be doing?
Don't she have teas? Don't she have a line of tea?
Does she?
You should support small businesses. Support Minty Bong. Terrell. Support him.
I love Binti Bong. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's fantastic. Hey, Terrell, you're supposed to tell me what you wanted to do.
Tell them to come on the show. I love them.
I think I did.
I love them. They have because it brought me back because when me and Fury first used to hang out in the very, very beginning of our friendship, we used to go to David's Tea a lot. And it reminded me of like, making these great concoctions. I've always like too intimidated to make the type of teas that he makes. I also don't have all that shit that he makes all the teas with. Like I'm not doing all that.
It's a fabulous setup.
But I'm like, I want to go and be like, experience. I want a sweet potato cheesecake tea. Like,
Yeah.
like, I'm
like, because it's fabulous. It's fantastic where like the cheese would come from. Like, oh damn, nigga, you pulled it from whatever kind of bark. I didn't know it could do that.
And like root from Malaysia,
Yeah. He's like, let's make a cream soda tea. Like, whoa.
I know.
Yeah, shout out to Terrell, Minty Bong. I don't know what Alicia Keys is doing, but she did this commercial for this man. So he's all in the who's it's and what's it's galore with all these people, right? He starts buying original art pieces as well. Warhol's, Basquiat's, Van Gogh's, Picasso's. Like, he starts getting to the art world. So they're like, who is this man who's making his way into the art world? But then they quickly realized he wasn't no real art collector, because at one of the auctions, this nigga gonna say, they announced a Monet, he gonna say, is that guy still alive? I was telling you, these people don't be bright. They don't be smart. They just have money. They just have money and finesse.
Yeah.
And not, dripping in finesse. Now, let me see. Before he moved, so is this when he about moved over there? Yes. Okay. So He makes his mark all over New York and does all of that, right? We're moving on to LA, your neck of the woods, your side of things.
Oh my
All right?
gosh. A worldwide
Yes.
diva.
Yeah, a sisterhood of the traveling Picassos. So he gets to LA. He buys the Viceroy Hotel for $40 million. He buys a $39 million house in the hills. And in 2011, he invested in a production company by the name of Red Granite. Do you know what Red Granite produced?
Red granite, red granite, red granite. Is that Leonardo
They
DiCaprio's
produce
production company?
close. Some of the movies on their roster include Dumb and Dumberer and The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, it's important to note that The Wolf of Wall Street, like mini studio, right? So, Wolf of Wall Street, basically for the history for y'all, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio purchased the rights years ago to The Wolf of Wall Street, right? And they had this idea to take Jordan Belfort, which is the scammer in The Wolf of Wall Street, who still be around, by the way. But they took Jordan Belfort's story and they bought the rights to it. So they'd been trying to get Wolf of Wall Street made for a long time, and all these studios passed on it because it was extremely too excessive. Remember, did you ever see Wolf of Wall Street?
Mm-hmm.
They crashed that Lamborghini. You know how he was living.
It's a
So
very
the movie
expensive film.
It's an expensive film. And so studios were passing on it because they were like, nah, this is excessive. This is too expensive. Now, this is where we get into old Hollywood tropes that play themselves out time and time again. So you've got a person like Jolo, whose primary drug is money and power, who's doing all of these things to get
That's
this
so
money.
crazy, but okay.
Not by him. He becomes friends with all these celebrities. We see the types of parties he's throwing. He throws those types of parties intentionally. He becomes friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. Remember, he was up there rapping with Q-Tip earlier. And it's Martin Scorsese and them. They pitched this idea to him because they realize he's a dummy with money. And boom.
Mark with money, like you say in wrestling. Yep.
And because they know that he wants to be known and he wants to be attached to certain things, it works to their benefit because they need an outsider with deep pockets who's thirsty to see their name in some credits, and that's exactly what happened.
Enter Steve Madden,
Great American cop.
red hot ladies footwear impresario. And thanks to Donnie, we were taking his company public. Stratton Oakmont was crawling out of the primordial ooze. Pond scum no more.
That's why they gotta see your face.
You get them fired up.
So, at the 20... Now, do you know who owns Red Granite? I told you that, right?
Mm-mm.
Red Granite Productions is co-owned by Riza Aziz.
Oh, okay.
So Jolo and another nigga named Joe something or other. So remember, Riza Aziz is his friend from school, from boarding school, in their boy days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Riza Aziz's stepdaddy is also the Prime Minister of Malaysia. So they use each other's connections, and Jolo's like, yeah, you're my homeboy, like from long time. I'm going to invest in your company. And then he introduces Red Granite to all of Hollywood. He has them throw a party at the 2011 Cannes Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And because of all of his connections, so Red Granite does this party, and obviously they're put on the map, and he allows it to be more of Red Granite in the forefront. Like Jolo's not even trying to take the credit for that one, right? He kept a low profile, but he got Kanye West and Jamie Foxx to perform. Leonardo was there. Jordan Belfort was there. the actual Wolf of Wall Street was there. Now, What's interesting is Jordan Belfort makes a comment at the party to somebody, very similar to the comment I talked about earlier from the post.
He spends his money real wild. Don't nobody do that like that.
Don't nobody do that. A scammer clocking a scammer clocking a scammer. Okay, so come to find out, that Lamborghini crashing scene in Wolf of Wall Street, the director wanted to crash a real vintage one instead of a replica. Most things like that for movies, they'll build a replica so that they're not actually destroying that much money like that, even though it's still expensive. Nope. He, because of how excessive somebody like Jolo was, they were like, no, yeah, do whatever you want. He was ready to bankroll whatever the fuck they wanted, which is a director dream. I could do whatever I want with this. So Leonardo and Scorsese went wild.
That's why the movie looks that way.
$392 million is what it garnered, which is Scorsese's biggest film fiscally, even bigger than Goodfellas.
How much did it cost to make?
Ooh, let's see.
Budget for $100 million.
$100 million.
And internationally it got 407 million. Ooh, let me not Google this because the first thing I see is like this film is part of a corruption investigation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has extreme profanity.
So,
500 uses of the expletive fuck. Yeah, that Wolf of Wall Street is crazy.
No, Wolf of Wall Street was wild. It was wild.
Cocaine.
But that's where the cocaine is that you keep asking about. It wasn't with Jolo though. And award season 2014, it was nominated. Wolf of Wall Street was nominated, and then Leonardo DiCaprio won a Golden Globe. He didn't win the Oscar, but he won Golden Globe.
He didn't win an Oscar so recently.
Yeah, for Best Actor Musical Comedy. That's important to note, though, that he didn't win the Oscar. But he won the Golden Globe. And when he at the awards, if you remember, he thanks a few people, including Riza Aziz and Joey McFarlane, who are both Red Granite Pictures, and you know who Riza Aziz is. But he also thanks Jolo for making it happen as the principal funder for the movie. So
this movie. Thank you to the entire production team, Joey, Riz, Joey, Riz, and Joe. Thank you for being not only collaborators but taking a risk on this movie. Truly, Emma, Irwin, the entire production team, Thelma, Pietro.
It's interesting because I told you all the studios said it was too expensive to make, and this nigga did everything. He allowed them to do everything under the sun. So, okay, back to our... Okay, right, so I told you he's buying all this art. He moves to LA. He's doing all the things. Red Granite, they throw the party. Blah, 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 blah. So, now he's in LA. He's not in New York no more. I told you all the stuff he was doing out there. He also buys a house around the corner from Leonardo DiCaprio. So they're like besties at this point. He buys that. He has Red Granite they're basically their office is a floor away from Leonardo DiCaprio's production company in the same building. So they're like besties. And he gifts Leonardo DiCaprio $13 million worth of Picasso and Basquiat arts. Yes. So all that art he was purchasing earlier, he gifts $13 million of it. $13 million worth of it to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Art. I have issues with art being as expensive as what it is, but whatever.
Also, yes. And as this goes on, you realize in all of this like flagrancy and all of this, Jolo, you are a loser.
Yeah.
You have to, you're a loser who doesn't think you can make friends just off of your own volition. How sad. So he gives Leonardo $13 million worth of this art, right? He also, because Leonardo did not make, I hate calling him that, did not get the Oscar for Wolf of Wall Street, as a consolation prize, Jolo buys him the original Oscar that Marlon Brando won.
Oh my fucking God.
As a consolation prize for not winning the Oscar for Wolf of Wall Street, and gifts him that. Marlon Brando's original Oscar.
Like, there's one. Okay, let full stop. Okay, we have to talk about.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Like, there's one thing to just buy friendship and things, and there's got to be a point where Leo says, like, hey, I can't accept this. Like, this is weird. Like, I know we all rich and have this money to throw around, but not this kind of money to throw around. $30 million is fucking crazy. And then you're buying me Marlon Brando. It almost, are you in love with me, nigga? Like, that's crazy.
Oh, he takes all, and then and then later on he says, the intention in taking all of those gifts was to auction them off for his charities. I cackled when I heard that. Cackled, but that's what he says. But no, all of them are weird. All of them. They're all weird because you sat up there, like you said, and accepted every one of those gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if
also,
you came to me,
if you were to be like, oh, I'm sending this for the auction, then you would have been like, oh, I love this. Donate it to my foundation or whatever the fuck. I know how rich people operate. Like, that shit.
the first time XD hugged me after he moved away, the first time we saw each other, and he hugged me, I was like, oh, you hugging me, nigga? And he was like, yeah. And that is my dear family at this point of many, many, many years. I was suspicious of his hug. You mean to tell me this nigga, you gave you all of this fine art and and another nigga's award and bought a house around the corner from you?
That's fucking crazy. Like,
no, you're all fucking weird. Because remember, Leonardo was at all his parties too earlier. Years ago, he was at all the parties, jumping up on stage, rapping with the Q-tip.
That's why people, I be thinking y'all be sucking dick and cock, because there's no other way to explain to me. Like, that level of, like, you're spending like the GDP of certain countries just to get in this nigga's good graces.
So, come 2014, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, he made his mark in New York. He made his mark in LA. He done bought the thing with Sony. Michael Jackson. He's part of buying the rights to Michael Jackson's music. It's insane. And this nigga is the reason why we got The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And why Margot Robbie played Barbie. Like, there is so many connections here.
That's crazy.
South of France, 2014.
Okay. Ken.
Yes. Which is, I'm glad you said that. Jolo purchases, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
A 300-foot long super yacht. It's the length of a football field, literally.
I was waiting for a boat to come in somehow. Like, like all this real estate, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, but where is the boat? Where is the yacht? And I want somebody. Nobody ever buys a ship. Like, rich people, they always buy some weird yacht. Why can't you buy a cruise ship? Like, remember when John Travolta, he didn't buy the private plane. He brought the whole Boeing 757. Like, that's good. That's some shit you should do. You know what I mean?
John Travolta's also, that was at the hands of Scientology. But yes.
But
yes. Can't resist a moment.
This one is at the behest of Malaysia. So
he's at the behest of city. Like, thanks, Malaysia.
Like,
baby doll from
a country. You're not stealing. You're not embezzle. You are embezzling from a sovereign nation. That's fucking nuts, bro.
We're watching this. This is why. Anyway, okay.
We need to take a break.
Okay.
Let's take a break. And we'll be back with more of this crazy story. Hit it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Corrupt officials bring their ill-gotten gains to the United States. They also bring with them their corrupt practices and disregard for the rule of law. And that presents a threat to our economy. It impacts trade and investment. It fuels the growth of criminal enterprises and undermines our fair democratic
And we're back. We're discussing Jolo from Malaysia.
The Wolf of Malaysia. By Malaysia for Malaysia.
Yeah.
I don't know how you FUBU that, but anyway, so we leave off where so Jolo made this mark all over New York, made this mark all over LA. Now he buys this yacht in the south of France. Now it's interesting. You said Cannes immediately. When I went with the girls, me, Crystal, Fran, Kia, Toya, we went to Cannes. And I remember walking around and, I got me some little, belle dresses, the little French dresses, walked through the little cobblestone streets. I looked at all their fabulous doors. Europe got some nice fucking doors, man. Those doors are gorgeous. Everywhere has nice doors outside of the States. Anyway, so we're off the water and it is a slew of the most elaborate yachts I've ever seen. And it's the most amount of yachts I've ever seen in my life. All docked. Just like you're walking and it's yacht. It was clearly 100 rich niggas just have their boats docked there. And so when they said south of France and you just said, I was like, yes, I remember that. And some of those, we stopped to look at some of them to be like, yo, what the fuck? How the fuck do you get something like that? I'll tell you how.
The backs of other
you
people.
ruin the lives of the people of Malaysia.
Or
the United States. Or
slavery. Some form of slavery.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you part of Big is not real. I don't know. But this story is important for the context of niggas wondering why they are paying $24 for a stick of deodorant. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to make it normal because COVID's done. All right, y'all can bring it back. COVID is finished. Anyway, I didn't even know they had something called a super yacht. I just thought the shits were called yachts. I thought a super yacht was a ship. You're talking about niggas don't buy ships anymore? That's kind of like niggas buying a bus and making it a house, huh? Anyway.
Yeah, which is another thing we should talk about, renovating things.
When you said buying a ship, I'm like, outside of the emissions, that seems like a great idea.
Yeah, it is. But I've developed opinions about people who renovate things and turning them into things that they shouldn't be. Like the other day, we were watching this news story about this man in Seattle who bought a firehouse and turned it into a home for him.
Yeah, you don't remember when Anderson Cooper used to live on West Side?
Yeah, I get that. But here's what pissed me off though. But then he kept the fire station sign, this is a fire station, on the front of the thing.
So did Anderson Cooper.
That's because no. Take it off.
You
Call
don't
it
remember
Anderson
that?
Station. I don't know. Yeah, okay. No. Only thing I know about Anderson Cooper is the fact that he is a Vanderbilt and that he's a homosexual. That's very, very serious about his
job. He's a Vanderbilt?
Mm-hmm.
That's why that nigga was able to buy a motherfucking fire station and turn into a loft. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I can't believe you don't remember. He had a loft on West 3rd. It was a couple blocks down from the grill. And it was a fire station that he turns into a loft for himself. He lived there for a minute, and then I think he eventually moved, probably because it became too well known. Why would you buy a fucking... Anyway.
Mama's Gloria Vanderbilt.
Yeah. What's the Odyssey? So he's got this super yacht. That's the reference for everything.
Good. Have it on in the background. Just every now and then.
So buys this super yacht. The super yacht got a sauna. It got a helicopter landing pad. It's got amenities. Okay, it's for him and his rich friends. But at the time of this, there is an investigation happening.
Ooh, I love that.
Because you can't do all of this flagrancy and somebody is not starting to ask questions. And remember, Goldman Sachs already was like, hey, they told their employee, Tim Leissner, don't fuck with this nigga on our behalf at all. When Tim Leissner started doing business, they said, hey, is this nigga involved? This is how flagrant he was. So an investigation is happening, all right? February 2015, couple months before I got married. Aww. first big Jose, big Jose. So I used to call my cousin who's a Jose, big Jose. The first big expose happens on Jolo in the New York Times. That he's laundering money through luxury condos in the Time building where Jay-Z and Beyonce lived before him. He did that. He appeared. So they say from 2009 to 2015 is when he the 4.5 billion from 1MDB, all those funds were misappropriated. That was all in that amount of time. So when you talking about time earlier, 09 to 2015, 4.5 billion. But you see the way that he was spending. So the way he was spending, it makes sense, right? So Jolo relinquishes $700 million worth of assets. All his real estate holdings in New York and LA, all of that. All the jewelry he gave to that Victoria's Secret model. I told you them ugly heart diamonds, all of those things. The artwork that he gave to Leonardo DiCaprio that was supposed to go up for charity. The Marlon Brando Oscar. The government also seized the rights to several movies, including Dumb and Dumberer and Wolf of Wall Street.
Whoa.
Malaysia says that the U.S. government has returned $57 million as the first installment of assets recovered from the scandal-hit state investment fund 1MDB. The money will be repatriated under a U.S. kleptocracy asset recovery initiative, as Melissa Go reports from Kuala Lumpur.
So because of all of this, Red Granite ends up having to settle and pay the government $60 million.
Ooh.
They don't end up facing charges because it's not really on them. It's their investor, which is Jolo. But Riza Aziz had to surrender $60 million worth of assets to the government. And his partner surrendered $14 million worth of cash and assets to the government.
Wow.
In 2018, U.S. prosecutors filed criminal charges against Tim Leissner, Kimura's nigga, for laundering funds.
What you said, 2019?
2018. So 2018, Tim Leissner, they filed criminal charges against him. They said he helped bribe government officials with $1.6 billion in stolen money from Goldman Sachs. He pled guilty of money laundering and violating the Foreign Corrupt Practices Acts and had to forfeit $43.7 million. And Goldman Sachs... Oh, wait, no, he still went to jail. Goldman Sachs had to pay a $2.9 billion penalty.
Damn.
Which is the largest penalty in DOJ history because of Tim Leissner. Also, complete side note. I'm not going to do it here now because we have enough. But you all can go look up on your own how Tim Leissner might be connected to why Russell Simmons is stuck in Bali outside of
I believe that.
extraditing himself. But this web is so crazy. It's so crazy. So now Jolo fled the United States. Okay. Obviously. They found his super yacht anchored off the coast of Bali. Can you imagine just rolling up and finding a football field of a ship?
Right. There's no way you could be inconspicuous with that large of a ship.
No. They seize it. They seize it from those waters, but he's not on board of the yacht, okay? In 2018, Najib Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia and Riza Aziz's stepdaddy, his re-election efforts plummeted. I mean, like straight to hell, Middle Earth. Then there was not only was there negative chance of this nigga being reelected. In 2020, he was tried and found guilty of abuse of power and sentenced to 12 years in Malaysian prison.
Wow. Wait, hold on. That's a whole nother story.
Exactly.
Because while you was doing outlaw money laundering, stealing Malaysian money that was intended to go to Malaysia, you Wolf of Wall Street daddy up here wreaking havoc on the country of Malaysia.
allowing Jolo to also continue to wreak havoc on his people, and then tried to get reelected, and which
so bad that you
sounds
got to go to jail for 12 years.
And you want, but you want to know why all of that makes sense? Because Rajiv Nazak, or the prime minister, he has been. You know who has quoted him as their favorite prime minister?
Deborah Messing.
He's my favorite prime minister.
No, I said it right. Deborah Messing.
Two redheaded demons.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he has been quoted saying that, right? Okay. So Jolo fled Malaysia. So now he's allegedly living in China in the home of a high-ranking member of the Communist Party. So that's where he at. And he can't leave China. That nigga can't move anywhere outside of China. He is a fugitive everywhere else in the world.
So he's in China currently.
Yes.
Because there's no extradition laws in China because we don't bang with each other like that.
Not we. Them.
Oh, yeah. Foreign policies don't bang with each other like that.
There you I'm like,
I
make that
bangs
clear.
with China, okay.
I bangs with it.
Okay.
If you bangs with me, I
bangs with you, okay. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Now.
Okay.
So Tim Leisner got 2 years, right? He's supposed to be released in 2027.
Oh, he got,
but
okay. 2 years in
even
prison.
though I feel like, yeah, he got 2 years. But remember at the top of this, I said, what do Praz, Kimura Lee, et cetera,
we haven't even gotten to Praz. So so I'm going to. So this probably comes with like prior knowledge that I have, right? Because I know Praz got sent to prison recently for this Chinese espionage thing. But I guess, I'm about to find out now. So tell us.
So what the hell did Praz do? Why is his name involved, right? We kept hearing, like when we got this news initially, is that Praz is a informant for the something, or Praz is a traitor of the U.S. Blah 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 blah. Sure. But we never really got clear on what Praz did. Mm-hmm. He's accused of involvement with Jolo in 3 schemes. Okay, that prosecutors say that he was paid millions of dollars. So in the first one, they claimed that he violated federal election laws by funneling $2 million from Jolo into Obama's 2012 campaign, and then masked the source of the funds by using straw donors.
Hold on. Okay, so 2012 campaign, second term Obama, accused of Chinese. This is why they talk about how the Chinese it was influencing the election, not because they necessarily did anything, but because they used money to funnel into the campaign, and they did whatever they needed to do. And because to hide it that it was coming directly from the Chinese government, they said it was coming from specific people.
Michelle was accused of taking millions of dollars from Malaysian businessman Jolo in exchange for plotting to influence the administrations of Presidents Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Low remains at large. He faces separate federal charges in New York for allegedly embezzling billions from Malaysia's 1MDB sovereign wealth fund.
Yep. Now, the interesting thing with that was that Praz was weirdly kind of chummy with Obama. Jolo peeped that. Because so Praz and Jolo met on the club scene too. In the middle of all them honkies that we were talking about earlier, Praz too. He was part of all of that. Right? And so
I used to see Praz a lot at what was that racist club I used to go to? Greenhouse.
And I told you Praz used to come in the grill all the time with that black hoodie on. So this is around that time. Interesting. So Praz, so he was chummy with Obama. Why? Because Obama was playing Ghetto Superstar on repeat, and somehow Praz got thrown into the mix, and Obama was cool with him, and Jolo saw that and was like, "Ooh, opportunity." So that's how all that happened, right? Then Praz is also accused of seeking to convince the Trump era Justice Department to drop its civil and criminal investigations over Jolo and the 1MDB scandals, as well as trying to lobby the U.S. on behalf of Beijing to send China businessman Guo Wengu to China. That's what they said.
Okay.
So basically, I can't say layman's terms, but basically, the government tried to assert that Jolo was washing money through Praz. So Praz was used, right?
Yes.
Praz, now, back to all of that flashy shit from earlier.
I want you to know I'm on
In
page
his-
3 of my notes.
During his you're welcome for helping your
Actually, no,
muscles.
I'm lying. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 5 now.
Praz, when he testified, Praz was basically like, nigga, he gave me $20 million over the course of 9 months, and I thought it was free money. His exact quote was, free money from a wealthy businessman that I could use. Then he ended up perjuring himself when the Justice Department presented evidence of the shell companies that he created to shroud his financial relations with Jolo. Also, Praz was found to have been sending letters to friends who received 1MDB funds and told them basically in so many words that the money was to stop them from cooperating with the FBI. So then he got witness tampering on top of all of that. Now, here's where racism comes into play, though. Remember how involved Tim Leissner was with this, right? Like, you directly had Goldman Sachs put money in this shit, being like, no, he's not involved. He's fully involved. You knew, and you was at the flashy parties. You knew how the money was being spent. You knew all the things, right? Tim Leissner got 2 years. What Praz got, he was sentenced to 14 years.
What?
10 counts of money laundering, campaign finance violations. They ordered him to forfeit $65 million worth of money, even though, remember, he got $20 million originally. No. He requested a retrial in 2024, but he was denied. He accused his lawyer of using AI, ChatGPT, to draft his closing arguments.
I love AI. Do you use AI? Absolutely. Do you use ChatGPT? Do you love ChatGPT? I love ChatGPT. I love it. ChatGPT is fantastic. It's so nice. ChatGPT.
What do you
use
it
for?
What do you use it for? Basically, they took like some of the lyrics from "I'll Be Missing You." Yes, Puff Daddy's "I'll Be Missing You," and then they misattributed the lyrics. And then they also misused lyrics from Ghetto Superstar, and like he literally used that in the trial, but his retrial was denied. But this is racism because this nigga got 14 years and Tim Leissner got 2 years. So even though, yeah, you was involved and you lied too, and you didn't lie well, this white man got 2 years, and you see how closely he was involved, and Praz got 14 years?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the story. Isn't that crazy? That's why I wanted to share it with you.
So let us recap. Let me see if I got this story straight. The power of writing notes, taking notes, friends, right? So we have a gentleman from Malaysia named Jolo, whose father worked in fast fashion and provided a life for him where he was able to join the Harrow School, where he meets this young man named Riza, whose stepfather happens to be the whose stepfather happens to be the Prime Minister of Defense and eventually becomes the Prime Minister of the country of Malaysia later. But they end up going to the Harrow School where Winston Churchill and Methuselah and Jesus went. Eventually, he graduated and went on to Wharton, which is in Pennsylvania, where he studied international finance. And where from there he joined the Winton Group's WYNTON group. Why is it spelled that way? Because he wins tons like a fucking loser. A great anecdote about him is that he talked his way out of a 40K tab in Philadelphia, which is hard to do because they don't
Very
believe
early in his scamming career.
eating pork. He's the Asian Great Gatsby, and to this story, not that great. Like a meh Gatsby, if you will.
Yeah.
So we move on to 2009, and where he is spending the GDP of Romania in the club each and every night. He's buying his affection through bottles of Cristal to like the club and Lindsay Lohan daddy. And he's also obsessed with Paris Hilton and buying her affection and friendship through her booking fee, which is nuts. Stalker much. He started.
Y'all be saying yes to this because did you see the other Latino boy who is also buying Paris Hilton's affection?
No, but that also reminds me we need to cover the David case on the main show next week. Look into that because that shit is crazy. Where was I? Oh, right. So he gets a lot of write-ups in the New York Post because they're like, who's that nigga? Na, 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 na. And there's a quote by anonymous tipster in there who was like, whoever that is a fraud because what rich nigga spend that like that? Right? We get to the 31st birthday. He's having a thing like at the club, like a Cirque du Soleil type shit. He meets this man named Tim Lesnar, Kimora Lee's baby daddy, who eventually catfished her and is a bigamist because he is not only not divorced from his first wife, he's not divorced from his second wife either, which makes his divorce or his marriages null and void. Like I said, his bestie from boarding school, daddy became prime minister. And throughout, Joe gets obsessed with sovereign wealth funds and figures that's a way to scam the system. And, sovereign wealth funds are a way to make a country better. And he felt the way like, well, if I can make a country better, well, I can make it feel worse. So he decides to take tax-funded and credited this wealth fund through, which is about $4 billion.
He's like, what do you mean all those children need a school? I need 4 homes in New York City.
Right. So then misappropriated $4 billion. We'll get to that in a minute. But in the meantime, he's misappropriated $1 billion to Saudi Arabia, pocketed $700 million of that. So, spend that, right? So then, Tim tried to get JoJo hooked up with Goldman Sachs to help fund this thing. And there was like, nah, if you working with him directly, then we not fucking with it like that. So he lied and said that he wasn't fucking with them directly. So then they were like, okay, since he's not fucking with them directly, then we'll give you some money. Hella money. Billions, right?
Yeah.
This low-key happened in wrestling too with TNA and Dixie Carter and Vince Russo.
God.
Definitely know the same story. Listen, they lost their TV deal because they lied and said, no, we're not working with Vince Russo. Totally was. So then, fast forward, Goldman Sachs raises a shit ton of money. With half of that could solve world hunger, but they decide to put that in the bank account of Malaysia.
Hello!
And they found that some of that money has been rerouted to some offshore banks, I'm assuming one in the Cayman Islands, because that's where all white criminals hide their money. So, through Ginwell, he has moved to New York City and bought several properties, and I list a $24 million apartment on Park Avenue, a $14 million apartment, or aka loft in Soho, $100 million investment in Park Lane Hotels, and a $30 million condo in the Time Warner building, which is
Above my old
above
job.
La Boulangerie and the Samsung store and an H&M. Then we
Still
moved
there.
on to 2012, where he purchased EMI Music. So he is responsible for $2.2 billion, which is how we have all the songs on TikTok now.
Yeah.
And he did so well that, when rich whites or Asians do something well, then here come other folks trying to like be a part. So here come Alicia fucking Keys doing do on the keys for a fucking commercial for whatever
Yeah.
the fucking reason. So
For
then
preserving art and culture. I don't know how that went together.
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But anywho, he started joining the art community, which is phony. Because they just hype each other up. You want to talk about niggas who get high on their own fucking supply.
I know. They're like, oh, can I sniff your brand?
Okay. Give a nigga a canvas with acrylic and shapes on it, and they fucking lose it. You hear me?
And we're
that's
not
what
talking about
happened
you
here.
real talented niggas like Ajamu, who painted the whole fucking Tulsa fire black people in their opulence. We're not talking about that. We're
Again,
talking
beautiful,
about,
but that's
we're
nuts.
talking about
though,
Red
because you know
Triangle
why?
from Girlfriends.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just. So anyway, he gets to, but then them snooty motherfuckers realize he's not the real deal because he's
Yeah.
dumb as a fucking box of rocks.
Yeah. And boring.
But anyway, so they, New Yorkers are snooty, so they oust him out of New York, and he finds himself in Los Angeles, where he purchases the Viceroy Hotel, which, lol, okay, and
it's
then
Viceroy, it's
he
not
invests.
Viceroy. Whatever.
It's fine. And then he invests in red granite that produce, manosphere films like Wolf of Wall Street
Yes. And Dumb and Dumberer.
and Dumber and Dumberer, cinema. And so all, through this for this company called Red Granite, who happened to be helmed by his nigga Reza from the school that Jesus started. And also got Wolf of Wall Street produced because they realized that these niggas were thirsty to get seen, so they just used his money and was just like, spend that shit, and they grossed a fuck ton of money. However, Scorsese was like, ha ha ha, loser, Mark got your money, neater. All while getting other people to invest in it through Malaysia's money. So the taxpayers of Malaysia actually paid for this movie, by the way. So then
wait, hold on, pause real quick in your recap. How did that work too for their paychecks? Like, I wonder how. They only talked about these assets, but like, if niggas got paid, they just got paid. Maybe that's why Red Granite had to. I wonder how much Leonardo DiCaprio made on that movie. Because remember, Riza Aziz, he had to. Well, I don't know if he did. But Riza Aziz had to give the government $60 million, and his partner had to give $14 million.
Still doesn't negate what he gets in perpetuity from the studio.
Oh, true.
But anywho, then the subject of Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort was like, I scam to scam, real recognize real, and you look hella familiar right now, broski. So meanwhile, he professes his love for Leonardo DiCaprio through gifts and other things that would be deemed homosexual, but they're not, just very weird. He provides
obsessive.
Yeah, obsessive. He buys Marlon Brando's Oscar to give to him, which I thought it was funny after we watched Jackie's Back, where she stole Liza's Oscar. But anywho, or like if I had the money back in like the early '90s or whatever, I would have bought Tony's Grammys just because, like, you know what I mean? Just to say, like,
Not
I would
me.
buy
I'm
them
like,
and
why
give
do
it
I
to
want
her.
another
I'd be
bitch's
like,
like
girl, here, I
OPP?
don't
Like,
want
why do I want another
right.
bitch's shit? I don't.
Like, I would buy it and give it to her. Be like, here, this is stupid. Here,
Oh yeah, there
take
you go.
this.
Yeah, you should have had this in the first place.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, there you
like,
go. That's
girl, the
different.
fact that this could be considered as an asset is nuts to me. But whatever.
Also,
Anywho, buys him a shit ton of fucking art, becomes his neighbor, starts sniffing his underwear, all that stuff, all that kind of shit, right? So then in 2014, we move on and we move to the south of France. We move to Cannes, darling, Cannes, where he buys a boat that is 300 feet and is very, very expensive. All the meanwhile that there exciting things are happening at Burger King, where he's currently being investigated. But hark, there is more. In 2015, this is where this downfall begins, right? Where the New York Times put out an expose, as they often do, explaining how much of a charlatan and a cad he is, right? Where he is money laundering via real estate, not unlike the President of the United States. And through this one MBT funds misappropriation thing, right? $4.5 million gonzo. All through this, the government seized a whole bunch of shit, including The Wolf of Wall Street and a couple other films where this red production company had to give almost $100 million in assets and money to the federal government. Goddamn. Well, in 2018, Lesnar, remember Kimora Lee's baby daddy, was on the hook for $1.6 billion and served 2 years in prison. Maybe that's what the issue was, since it's either you pay money or do the time. He probably got the money to get the
he did.
time
He had to
off.
pay 47. He had to pay 47 point something
47
million.
Yeah. Right. So, anywho, all around the time he got involved with Goldman Sachs, and so Goldman Sachs had to pay over almost $3 billion.
Ooh,
So
no,
I'm surprised why
6.5
the
bill.
people. Oh, yeah, $6.5 billion, which is crazy because you would think that the people at Goldman Sachs would have tried to off Tim Lesnar, but maybe that might happen when he gets out.
Yeah, it's not over.
Yeah, so Jello thought he could be cool and flee to Bali, excuse me, but they seized the boat, but he wasn't in it. Turns out he stuck to China, and where he cannot leave it because there's no extradition laws because, the American government and the Chinese government,
They don't rock.
yeah, oil and water, right? Meanwhile, Proswell, from the hip hop group of the '90s, the Fugees,
The technical
decided
founder
to get
of the hip hop group. The
critical
Fugees.
founder. Decided to get involved with Joe Lo because niggas like being attached to other rich niggas. It's interesting. So he decided and even got busy in some election fraud. None of this sounds to me like true election fraud to me, but hey, I get it. It's
like
against
he
the
was
law.
used.
Yeah, but it sounds like he was being used like most people do, like how Ja Rule was used for the Fire Fest and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But Praz ended up being a scapegoat and for him and took the fall for a lot of shit and is in the clinker for 14 years.
And remember when we talked a little bit back when they were doing that Fuji reunions tour and we were like, wait, I thought this nigga was having to go to prison. This was in the course of all of that, but he was at least able to do that performance. But now he's in prison, 14 years. Which again, you didn't ask all the right questions. And niggas really need to be a little bit more intentional with who they get involved with and like be asking a few more questions. Don't be... People don't want to talk anymore. They don't want to have real and uncomfortable conversations. Howsoever, there was a little bit of complicit. And it's racist. That nigga was a scapegoat, like you said, and got off worse than anybody in all of this.
Yeah. That was a hell of a story, friend.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel?
The same. However, well informed. well informed. You know, I'm glad to know that if I ever, you know, do anything out of the usual, I know where to go. You know, exactly. But yeah. I think that is there anything else? Can we close out? Are
No, we're
we
done.
good?
We're done here. We're done here. We'll see you all.
Yes, bye y'all.
Yes, we're moving on.